I would say 25 to 30% of our users do come because of work stress. My parents are doctors and they built a hospital in Bihar and I grew up there. So obviously I saw that close. I never thought I would do healthcare because of that. And we were just thinking how we can help people during COVID. Rocket Health was just an experiment, but when we started helping people, I remember it was 4,000 people, 4 to 5,000 folks. In a span of 2-3 weeks, we do like close to 10,000 therapy sessions in a month. So it scaled a lot. This trend is changing where I'm seeing a lot of young men in India come and take therapy through Rocket Health and other platforms. We noticed that depression, anxiety, it was on a big high. Where we all were struggling with our mental health at that moment.
6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Then watch this video.
So Abhineet, thank you so much for having us. I really wish whatever conversation we had before this also was recorded, but unfortunately it wasn't. But again, I'll bring everything back on track during this conversation. So thank you for having us today. Great office. So tell me a bit about yourself. Like, who's Abhineet?
Yeah, I love playing sports. That's what I tell people because I think my dad played a lot of cricket. I grew up like, playing a lot of cricket and football. I did that through college. I still like go play football probably thrice a week. So I'm definitely a sportsman at heart. That's what I love doing. Never played professionally, but like amateur levels. But that's the mindset I breathe. I'm very competitive. So being into startups since I was 18, I think I discovered it obviously because my parents are doctors and they built a hospital in Bihar and I grew up there. So obviously I saw that close. But I discovered it more when I was in college and, I started reading about other entrepreneurs, right? So yeah, I'm very entrepreneurial. I love playing sports, love spending time with my, family, friends and my dog. So yeah, all in all, man, like just sports and venture building is what excites me at this moment. And that's what I really stand out for and I live for.
Okay, so you watch football as well?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, sometimes I used to watch when Son was playing at Spurs. Or
You're a Spurs fan.
I mean, not a Spurs fan per se, but I go
Because I'm an Arsenal fan, but we're gonna end the conversation right here.
in a way I used to love their front line back then. Son was
James, Son, and
Kane and Son were good, and then
Ali, I think, right? Dele Ali, right?
sometimes, dude, I used to get time. But honestly, I used to watch way back when Drogba used to play at Chelsea. That was the time when I would intensely watch football matches. Nowadays, I don't get a lot of time to watch.
All friends watch. Okay.
Once in a while, I watch ice hockey because I spend a lot of time in America.
NHL?
Yeah,
NHL was hockey.
So I stayed in Washington, D.C. for a few years. I went to Georgetown for my MBA. So I fell in love with ice hockey there. It's a little aggressive, but it's really fun. Like I wish I could have played that. I never had the chance to do that. But yeah, so sports is life, man. I love playing more than watching, to be honest. Yeah.
Okay, so you're the founder of Rocket Health, which is a health and wellness company, a health and wellness startup. So tell me more about it. Like, what's Rocket Health and why should people know more about it?
Yeah, with Rocket Health, it's a digital mental health care brand, right? People can go online on rockethealth.app and access a therapy session like immediately or a psychiatry consult immediately. So essentially what we did was we have built a team of psychologists and psychiatrists. We brought them online so people all across India and in fact globally can access a high quality therapy session within like 30-60 minutes. They can like schedule one right now for today as well. And in this manner, we're just trying to cancel the stigma which is out there in the mental health care ecosystem right now. We started this almost 4.5 years ago, my sister and I in Bihar. We belong to this small town called Gaya, Bihar, like where Buddhism actually started. During COVID, I was back from the US. My sister, she had graduated from her MBBS degree. She had finished that degree and we were just thinking how we can help people during COVID. Rocket Health was just an experiment. We just wanted to help people through the doctors network we had, through our parents' doctors network, through my sister's doctors network. We brought all of them online and then we matched them with people who required help during COVID. While we were doing that, Taran, we noticed that depression, anxiety, it was on a big high. Where we all were struggling with our mental health at that moment.
Right.
And so we saw the gap being in a small town. We also saw that there was a lack of good psychologists, there was a lack of good psychiatrists. So we felt Rocket Health could address that gap, and that is why we relocated to Bangalore. October 2021 is when we came here, and we doubled down on building Rocket Health since then. Yeah. So if you have seen us, you might have seen us on Instagram because our content tries to make mental health care more cool. But more than that, like you might have heard us through people who might have taken therapy or psychiatry sessions with us.
Got it. So what I assume that you've noticed a lot of stigma around speaking about mental health, right? So did that push you to build Rocket Health?
Yes, man. But I did see early glimpses of how that stigma was getting cancelled during COVID. If you remember, sportsmen like Virat Kohli or, celebrities like Deepika Padukone, they were all starting to talk about mental health, their mental health back then. And I think that was a very strong point. And then the other thing I started seeing was especially Gen Z, your generation. I feel like a lot of folks in college or graduating from college were very vocal about how they were feeling, right? Their feelings and their emotions. And I think a lot of credit goes to Gen Z, kind of taking charge of the conversation around mental health care in our country. They in fact bring their parents into that conversation as well. So we saw that early glimpse obviously around COVID, and social media was definitely on an uptake. Many people were like starting to create content on Instagram. So you see a lot of creators talk about mental health as well. So all of that was kind of like an indicator that there's an opportunity for us also to be part of that conversation. In fact, if you go on our Instagram, I think last year we got 115 million views cumulative on our Instagram through reels mostly and carousels. But it was all around like, starting a conversation across mental health. It wasn't about like why you should take therapy or psychiatry. It was more about, hey, it's cool sometimes if you don't feel good, if you feel low. It's about time you can talk to the people around you or take help if you need that.
Got it. And you told me your parents were also in the healthcare field, right?
Yeah.
So did them being in the healthcare field push you somehow in starting Rocket Health? Because you're a health and wellness company.
Yeah, Tarun, honestly, I never thought I would do healthcare because of that.
Okay.
My first venture I was telling you was a tech company, Rocket Food. Yes. And that did inspire me to take another leap and another stab at building another venture. But when we were conceptualizing Rocket Health, I started thinking more about my parents' journey building healthcare in Bihar. Like my dad's a surgeon, my mom's a gynecologist, my sister, who's my co-founder, is a doctor herself. So yeah, then I started to lean into more of that background and that identity, because of course it helps if you grew up in a hospital, you understand the fundamentals of healthcare. So that I definitely carried in me. I never really dug deeper into it because I never had the opportunity to do so until Rocket Health. So now, when you were starting Rocket Health, of course, that helped a lot, right from the network of psychiatrists we had to getting in touch with psychologists, to understanding why quality matters. Because I've seen a lot of people try to approach healthcare, but they forget that the core product is quality. If I want to go to a healthcare brand, I would go because the doctors are great or the psychologists are great. I would keep going back if that's the case. If that's not the case, I might not go. Technology or operations or AI, those things are good enablers around it, but the core is the healthcare experience. And I think that value definitely was with me since my childhood. Was meant in a hospital. So yeah, I saw that closely. I also got to see a lot of gaps in the healthcare system, especially being in Bihar. I remember my mother going to all of these primary healthcare facilities across Bihar. She used to travel, and my dad would go and do surgeries in different villages as well. And so when you see how healthcare infra was broken 25 years ago, it does inspire you a little bit as well, right? So I saw that firsthand. Of course, things have changed since then a lot. There's a lot of opportunity for us to build in healthcare infrastructure. Mental health care is something we're doing today at Rocket Health, hoping to add more value in other categories in healthcare and wellness as well.
Got it. Abhineet, can you take me through your journey of starting Rocket Health and how you reached to this point? Can you take me through the journey?
Yeah, I think 2021, second wave of COVID, I was back from the US, like I said. I had quit my gig and I had, taken my bags, came back to the country, and I was like, let me build something. I just didn't know what I was going to build. And I was hanging out with my sister at my parents' house. She had graduated from her MBBS program and she was preparing for NEET PG. And both of us were trying to help people in COVID because second wave was brutal for all of us. Luckily, we grew up in a hospital, so we had that network of doctors. We had everything, right? We had oxygen cylinders to help out people with. We had a bunch of doctors who could consult patients all across India. So we brought all of that online through Rocket Health. It was supposed to be an experiment, to be honest, and just helping out people, and we might have just ended it there. But when we started helping people, I remember it was 4,000 people, 4 to 5,000 folks in a span of 2-3 weeks we helped. And in that journey, we saw that number one, online healthcare was there to stay. COVID did that. The other thing we saw was there was a gap in mental health care. Most of the people these doctors were consulting, they were going through a low time in their lives. In fact, we all were going through a low time in our lives. So we saw mental health care as an opportunity. Coming from a small town, it was but natural because we did not have access to good psychologists either. So we felt, okay, internet can play a big role in bringing these people online. Once we saw that opportunity, we thought, okay, what's the next step? Should we build it from Bihar? Should we go to Delhi, where I built my last company, Rocket Food, from? Somehow, dude, I just wanted to come to Bangalore because I had interned here. In 2013, I had interned here in a venture called Mast Kalandar. It used to be here way back. It was a, I think, North Indian food restaurant chain. And I just wanted to learn about F&B back then before starting Rocket Food. So I had liked living in Bangalore back then. So I thought, okay, let me go back to Bangalore and check things out. I stayed in Indiranagar for a week or two, roamed around, loved the energy. So then I told Ritika, my sister, that, hey, like, I think this could be like a good place to build. Asked a friend to help us scout for office space. We ended up coming to Hennur, of all places, like, right? Like most people would go to HSR or Koromangala or Itranagar. But I guess we are underdogs and we think very unconventionally. So we came to North Bangalore, of all places. Back then it was very emerging. And we took a startup house, rented a villa, started working from there, just the two of us. Added our first teammate, Kalyani, who today leads our clinical therapy vertical. She was our first, she leads our counseling therapy vertical, and she was our first counseling therapist. In fact, a lot of things about mental health care we learned through her. So that early team building happened. So from 2 people, slowly, gradually, we started hiring some folks in Bangalore who would help us with marketing, who would help us with growth, who would help us with our product. But honestly, the first website was built by Ritika and me. The whole, like, early customer support team was just us two. In fact, the only first few hires we focused a lot on early days was psychologists, and if we can, like, get the best people to work with us. Cool. So yeah, those were the early days, man. December 21 is when we launched Rocket Health. And I think I remember we did like 150 therapy sessions in the first month. I think we had 2 or 3 psychologists. So today, like, that team has grown 30-40 times now. Obviously, we do like close to 10,000 therapy sessions in a month, so it's scaled a lot.
Got it. So by your story, I can understand that you're a hustler, right? And many of my friends, many of the peers I know, they are also into the hustle culture per se.
Right.
So do you think this hustle culture takes a toll on the mental health of people?
Dude, it does. I appreciated you guys because you reached out, and I mean, I could see you're a hustler, right? Like you were very persistent with your. Thank you so much, but so I love that attitude, and I sort of got reminded of my time back when I was trying to build something from scratch. And I love that, people are willing to kind of work hard. I remember when I was building Rocket Food, I'll give you a good example. I was in our cloud kitchens throughout, like, from 7 a.m. to probably like 11 p.m. And then my co-founders and I, we would probably, like, just get 4-5 hours of sleep and keep on working. 2.5 years in building that food tech company, this was straight out of college. We were kind of like, brash and energetic, and we were like, we'll conquer the world. That kind of feeling is there, right? We exited the business. It could not scale as much as we would have liked to. We did like 2 cloud kitchens. We probably did like a couple of crores in revenue, and we exited that business. But it did take a toll on me, man. Like, we think after a year, after exiting the business, I was still feeling that burnout. And it does happen. I mean, it happens to the best of us. So that experience definitely taught me that it's important to pace your hustle and, really pace your journey. It's great to be passionate. Like, I love working like almost every single day, even today. But I also like taking like, long breaks, and, sometimes over the weekends I just like shut down and, I just do things which energize me, like playing sports or, meeting friends. I think that matters a lot because sometimes, when you're ambitious and when you have large goals, you forget about the rest of the world, you forget about your friends and family, and that's all right. You got to focus, you got to lock in. But at the same time, sometimes you need to know how to kind of like zoom out and take a step back and just chill and relax, because for the best of the hustlers, it's easy to get intense, but if you keep on doing it for a really long time, you can just tire yourself out. and it affects your mental health. It does. I remember I didn't feel like opening a laptop for a long time. I didn't feel like just meeting people who were talking about startups for a long time. So it happens. Luckily for me, post Rocket Food, I ended up in Bali. I got a job there, and I stayed in Indonesia, close to the beach. So I just relaxed, and I had a lot of fun, partied a lot. So I obviously had to get the time that I lost back, back. So that did wonders for my mental health. Just being in a beach town, right? So it definitely helped. But people do get affected. I see it with the best operators, best builders.
Do you see it with the people who come to come through Rocket Health to take sessions as well?
Yeah, a lot of corporates and folks who are working really hard in their careers, they do come and take therapy today, right? And I would say 25 to 30% of our users do come because of work stress. There's a lot of elements around life stress as well. So I think work and life, they go, in tandem, right? So I think we see both of that happen. Like work stress is a big reason why people do come in. Of course, what your relationship is with your family, your partner, with your friends, that also matters, and that also affects you a lot of times, right? So they also come for that. But the biggest reason why people come to Rocket Health is anxiety. And it could, for some reason, anxiety is of different forms, right? For example, I sometimes have travel anxiety when I go to the airport, right? I feel like, I should just be there early. And anxiety could be so many different degrees. So people come for that. They might be struggling with some form or the other, depression, or it could just be relationship stress for them, right? So there are so many reasons why people come. But I do think work stress is one big reason. Yeah,
one big reason.
Yeah,
got it. Now, say I'm someone who needs help. I want to get into Rocket Health and ask for help from someone.
Yeah.
How do I go about it? How does one go about getting help from Rocket Health?
Yeah, usually I think you would discover us on Instagram through our content or an ad which reaches to you, and you go to our mental health page. If you haven't discovered us through an ad, you would just go to rockethealth.app, go on the mental health care page, and click therapy probably, if that's what you're seeking. If you're seeking psychiatry, you can click on psychiatry. If you're not aware of it, the form will guide you on whether it's therapy or psychiatry. So there's a 4 or 5 minutes form. It takes time to fill that, but it helps your future psychologist know a little bit about you so that they can help you in that therapy session. So you fill a form, you schedule a session, you pay for it, and then you match with a psychologist based on your language, based on the needs you have. Say you want an expert around relationship therapy or couples therapy, we'll match you with a couples therapist. If you really need help in something around on the lines of ADHD, we'll pair you with a clinical psychologist and so on. So yeah, depending on your needs, what you would fill in that form, our algo would match you with the right psychologist on team. And from there on, man, it's just you and the Google Meet. Wherever you are, in your office or at home or in the car, you can take a quick therapy session on your phone. And once you get done with that first session, you and your psychologist, hopefully in that first session, would also figure out what that roadmap looks like for you. If you need more sessions, great, they would recommend you. If not, you would figure it out as well. But ideally, I've seen people spend more time in their therapeutic journey, right? Because it's not a one-off process where you come in for a therapy session and you get done with all your problems. Things take time.
So, say Rocket Health provides quick therapy, right? So suppose there is one patron who has issues, he has some issues that are much deeper.
Yeah.
And quick therapy cannot suffice.
Right.
So do you offer guidance on that as well?
Yeah, so for example, counseling therapy is the core of it, but imagine if you have clinical challenges and you need to seek help with a clinical psychologist. Our counseling psychologist will recommend you to a clinical psychologist who is much more well equipped to help you, with OCD or ADHD or any personality disorder or anything for that matter, which is clinical in nature, right? And at the same time, we have psychiatrists on board as well. So if you require a doctor support, and we have MD psychiatry doctors out there as well on the platform. So the counseling psychologist might help you route and recommend consults with a psychiatrist or a clinical psychologist. So we're a full stack platform. We have our own diagnostics as well. We have our own pharmacy as well. So tomorrow, if a psychiatrist on the platform writes a prescription, we can fulfill it to you as well. So it's
the prescriptions as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's important because, especially in smaller towns, if you have a psychiatry med prescription, if you go to a pharmacist, sometimes there's a lot of judgment there as well, like why are you on antidepressants or why are you on medication for mental health. So with Rocket Health, that process is extremely seamless, right? You go take talk therapy with a counseling psychologist or a clinical psychologist. If you require a doctor's consult, we have psychiatrists who would consult you. If a prescription is written, we can fulfill it to you and it's delivered to you in 3-4 days. So it's a seamless process which happens, and I think that's a reason why a lot of our patrons prefer us as well.
Yeah, got it, got it. With the internet booming right now, I believe you would have seen it that a lot of guys, especially, they're getting black-pilled. Like, oh, therapy is not for me. Therapy is not for men. Men need to be tough and stuff. All macho, right? Like, what's up? Like, do you think that's logical or do you think that's all BS?
Yeah, I think we all grew up in a way where we were told not to cry and show our emotions, right? So it's natural that a lot of us behave that way because in some way we don't know how to respond to our emotions and how to show it to the world, right? Like I do feel as men that's something we struggle with. So it's I've seen this in the US, I've seen it in India, I've seen it with my friends. At times, I've seen it with me as well, like while I was growing up, right? But it takes real courage to sometimes be vulnerable with your friends and family and talk about things from an emotional standpoint. We're not used to it, but once you have that safe space, I feel it's very comforting and it's comfortable. Maybe not everyone I would feel that rapport with as a guy usually, but some of my close buddies, like once in a while, like when we're just like chilling, I would love to open up about the challenges I have as well. It's not something I grew up learning in Bihar, honestly, man. I think I had to pick that nuance up while traveling and living in different cities. And I'm sure we all have that kind of learning as well. So yeah, I do see that mindset, but I also feel that people who are struggling inside, when we keep that pain inside, if we don't express, it probably bottles up, man. And it affects us in so many ways. Like, see, we take pride in how we operate. Like we take pride in, just being there and delivering on our goals. But all of that takes a backseat if you're not able to take care of yourself, right? So if you're someone, who does not believe in taking help, I feel you should reevaluate and reconsider that. I mean, it does not mean like going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, by the way. Sometimes it's just talking to that friend you've not talked to. Sometimes it's just going and, exploring that hobby which you forgot about because you were hustling all the time. Like, go to the football pitch and, probably dribble a little bit, right? So I think those things also matter. Those are ways also you can express emotions in. But of course, I strongly think, this trend is changing where I'm seeing a lot of young men in India come and take therapy through Rocket Health and other platforms. I think it's changing in the right direction. Some of these men also are, telling about their mental health to their parents, or if they're feeling low, they're able to tell it. There was a time when I would not tell my mom, like, I was feeling low. But yeah, I'll figure it out, right? Once in a while, I feel more comfortable telling it to her and opening up to my mom. To my dad, maybe a little less, right? But that thing is shifted. I feel. See, there's no harm in talking about mental health care if you come from a point of clarity. Sometimes you do need mentorship and guidance. Sometimes a good mentor helps you also think about these things as you're growing up. Good friend helps you think through these things as well. So I would encourage a lot of us who are in that phase where we feel, okay, it's not great to talk about our emotions. I think sometimes it helps. You don't have to talk about it all the time. Like you can make a balance and you can be someone who enjoys that masculine side of you. But sometimes, I feel it's okay to like say, hey man, what's up?
So Abhineet, are you bootstrapped or have you been funded?
Yeah, we were very lucky to get an accelerator on board like early on. It's called On Deck. They backed us in pre-seed funding and we got some friends and a couple of angel investors back us as well. But after that, we've just been bootstrapped. Like we never managed to raise VC funding early days. We thought we will end up raising, investment from some of these institutional funds out there. But in hindsight, it turned out good. Like then we didn't raise capital, but we focused on delivering good healthcare quality and that allowed us to turn profitable. And I think 1.5 years in being profitable, it's been good. So we haven't raised any money after that. I think like 4 years into the business, scaled the team from 2 people to 130 people. So I feel like trying to build it on the customer merit and trying to really deliver value to the ecosystem. If we can, hopefully we can go from 130 to 500,000 people tomorrow as well. We'll see how that goes.
According to me, the therapist market in India is very small. So what gave you the confidence to get into this market and become such a big, name in this market?
Yeah, I think there were 2 reasons why I was small.
Okay.
Because number one, there was no demand since COVID. Like a lot of people did not want to take therapy. Since COVID, that has changed. I remember when we did 150 odd sessions, like I told you, in our first month, I was kind of surprised, but I didn't know if we could ever do 8,000, 9,000 sessions. And now we know we can because we're doing that. So we grew the company 40, 50 times since then. So I feel when I think of generating more demand, can there be a month one day when we would do 100,000 therapy sessions on Rocket Health? I can imagine it now because that's probably 10 times more of what I'm doing currently. But as you said, the real challenge could be, can I scale the therapist supply? Like maybe I'd be able to scale that demand, but can I get amazing psychologists to work with us? Today I have a team of 100 people working with us. Can it go to 1,000 people, 2,000 people tomorrow and cater to a larger population in the country? And that's a great question. I feel we have a lot of graduating psychologists in the country. I think it's an ample size, but they might not have the right skills to deliver online therapy. Technically, they may be very sound and skilled, but I think online therapy also requires you to have the art to build rapport with the user or with the client. And I feel that emphasis sometimes in college, we all have seen in our programs, sometimes the practical aspect takes a backseat. It's more theoretical. So that's why, we started building Rocket Academy as well, which allows us to help upskill younger college grads and, upskill younger psychologists who want to work with Rocket Health. Because, we've done 200,000 therapy sessions in the past. We have a lot of codified learning and understanding of how online therapy should be delivered. And we want to kind of give that learning to this ecosystem while we give this learning to folks, to future psychologists. Hopefully from that, sample, we can also hire some folks. In fact, last year we ended up hiring 35 people, I think, from Rocket Academy. So yeah, we are trying to invest a lot of capital and resources into enabling some of the younger college grads to come in and work as psychologists as well. So yeah, there would be more private players needed in the space, and hopefully the opportunity to partner with the government as well. Like you might have heard how, NIMHANS, there were 2 more NIMHANS being announced by Nirmala Sitharaman, I think during the budget last time. And I think moves like that signal that, India might be ready for mental health care as an ecosystem. If the government comes in and participates, the private players partner with the government, I feel we can unlock much more therapist and psychiatrist supply as well. So I'm kind of bullish, to be honest. We will play a large role, of course, in building that talent, the private sector, including Rocket Health. But I think the government also pitching in would help.
God, and how do you see your competition in this field? Do you have competition in this field?
Yeah, this field is so emerging right now. There are players out there who might have raised 20 times more capital than us, but they're probably, the same size as us as a company right now in terms of revenue. What happened, I think, in the whole ecosystem is there are players who are focusing on tertiary care. They're going more offline. For example, players like Amaha, they might be building more clinics, or Sukoon Health, they might be building more hospitals, more focused towards psychiatry. Our emphasis has been around online therapy and being the best out there in the online ecosystem. So if you're in Arunachal Pradesh or you're in Kerala, you just go to Rocket Health and instantly match with your psychologist and talk to them. We want to make it the easiest and the most affordable way you can talk to a high quality psychologist. So I think, of course, there's good competition, there's healthy competition. I appreciate that. Some of the players I named and so many other companies who have been there. I think the ecosystem can't be built alone. We need many more operators to come in and invest in this space. So I'm excited to see, post the budget announcement, how investors also perceive it. But competition would enable us to serve 130, 140 CR people, right? 140 crore people is a large population to serve. And I don't think 1 or 2 companies can do that. So there's some competition, we need more.
So you're actually excited to have competition?
I think so, man. I think we should be, because I think, number one, it comes from playing sports, right? That competitive mindset. It helps you to improve as well, right? The other person's delivering and executing, you want to be better and one up them as well. So healthy competition is always great. The other thing is the ecosystem wins, right? Who wins is the customer. It's the user, it's the patient, right? So I think healthcare infra is so vast a problem to solve. We need more people to come in and deploy capital and more people to build companies here, especially in mental health care, which is so emerging.
That's a very healthy way to think. That's a very healthy way to think.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So I want to finish off. You told me about cancel stigma. You told me about rocket fuel.
Yeah.
So that's your plan of expansion. So can you please expand a bit more on that?
Yeah, we just wanted to rep the mental health care movement inside our company. So this journal you see, it's the Rocket Journal. It's built by psychologists. We sell it on cancelstigma.com. It's our merch brand of sorts. But we're just exploring how we can build more merchandise like the one I'm wearing. Stuff which kind of allows us, like, to explore a couple categories in e-commerce. One is apparel and the other one is stationery. The stationery one, like, is very close to mental health because we could do like a lot of tools and stationery around mental wellness. So we would explore that and cancel stigma. Rocket Fuel, like, it's still under wraps, but a one-line pitch for people, who would explore it is, it's going to be in preventive care and, longevity, a product which would allow you to like see, how you're doing in terms of your health metrics. So especially for folks who are into fitness, healthcare, who like taking care of their health, I think it'll be a solid product to try. Hopefully in a month we'll be able to go live with it. So yeah, both Cancel Stigma and Rocket Fuel, like 0 to 1 again. We're trying to kind of like get the team well equipped to succeed at that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, Rocket Health is something which will steadily keep growing, and supporting these ventures as well.